Listen to my voice. Listen to the sound. You're getting sleepy. Your eyes are getting heavy. Follow the clock. Open your mind to the learning about EMDR.
Hi, I'm Connie.
And I'm Kent. Welcome to Crazy Therapeutic Asians, where we talk about mental health. I almost forgot the line. And the Asian American community. Today we are going to be talking about EMDR, and joining us is Sam, the therapist.
Thank you so much for coming again.
Oh,
so appreciate it.
You guys are welcome. Thanks for having me. Like I said, I really enjoyed myself the last time, so I'm really, really honored to be here again and to discuss EMDR.
I know. We both do EMDR, so I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I have no clue what EMDR is.
We don't either. But
Okay.
We're going to fake
All right, cool.
No, just playing.
There's something with like lights following fingers, and there's a bunch of information out there. I'm hoping to better understand what EMDR is.
So many times when we do therapy, it's talk therapy, but EMDR is actually very different.
Yeah.
And it's kind of gotten really a lot of steam now too, a lot of research background. It's actually one of the few therapies that the government actually allows for PTSD.
Yes, I want to say, I think it was 2016 that it became an official theory and not just a technique.
2016.
2016.
Oh,
It's been
wow.
out since the 80s. Pioneer, the originator, was Francine Shapiro. Right. And she happened upon it by, in a sense, accident.
Right, taking a walk.
And she noticed that her eye was twitching, and she noticed a switch in her body and her thought process over something she had been thinking about that was traumatic. And so she decided to kind of go on this journey and learn more about what was going on with that. And it became this theory.
Okay, so EMDR,
Yes.
That's an acronym for something, right?
Yes.
Correct. So EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing.
Ooh, that's a mouthful.
That's why
Very
we
much
say
so.
EMDR.
EMDR.
It's basically, it's a unique psychotherapy technique designed to help rid negative feelings and emotional distress associated with specific traumatic life experiences and memories.
It really comes down to bilateral stimulation.
Right.
So what the hell does that mean?
When you're walking,
Okay.
you're moving both sides of your arms.
Okay.
Your legs are moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just up the ante a little bit with the approach, right? Because it's a three-prong approach. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
All right, prong one.
Prong one. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh, shit.
What's prong one?
Prong one is past event. We associate trauma with negative feelings, negative thoughts that we carry through our lives. And it's all stemmed from our backstory, from the very first time we experienced the trauma.
And then what you do is you identify what, in a sense, negative cognition that they have about themselves because of the traumatic event that happened in the past. I'm stupid. I'm not worthy. I'm in danger.
So messages they've learned in the past that affect them today.
Yes.
Prong two is the present. The present is basically like current situation, circumstance that gives you the feelings of distress. Traumatic event that literally just happened.
Here and now.
Here and
Gotcha.
now. And EMDR helps reprocess to bring you back to the feeling of the present and safety of here.
Though there could still be something from the past that compounds that present
Yes.
experience of trauma.
So like your past still affects how new traumas you experience.
Absolutely.
And how you react to it.
So then we want to move forward with the future.
Third prong, the
Future.
imagined future.
The imagined future. Or how would you like to see yourself, right?
So the interview question.
The interview question,
Yes.
yes.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Right.
With kids and adults nowadays who haven't experienced like shootings and traumatic events like the fire, we're imagining our future now. And so now we're always scared. Like I have a lot of high school students who are scared. What if this happens to us in the future?
Right.
And so now they're triggered about the future, which doesn't exist, right?
Gotcha.
So it's helping them remain in the present and not be triggered by the
Potential
new
future.
potential future.
Okay.
And so it's a sense of if you are feeling that you're in danger or you're fearful because of fires or because of feeling that I'm not smart because I continue to keep getting F's or something like that. What would you like to feel about yourself now? So it could be, I'm safe. I am no longer in danger. You know, we want the client to choose, but we kind of also have to help them a little bit, because if you say I'm safe, relatively, you know, there's still things that are going to happen that you're going to maybe not feel safe, but you are safer. Or you're not in danger right now, right?
Like, this world is naturally terrifying. There's always going to be scary shit happening all the time. But, like, at least in the moment, I'm not worried about a specific trauma going to happen again.
Like, two things about the EMDR. It's like, it's brief. It's pretty brief. It's very goal-oriented, and it's pretty brief. And that being said, you can open one thing and you clear it out, and then other things pop up.
Think of it like an onion. And you constantly are kind of peeling back layers. So a lot of times what I'm trying to do is find out what other traumas might have occurred. When you go to the earliest trauma, it actually can clean up all the other traumas. Yes. So then you're not actually having to peel back the onions, peel back the layers.
To the core.
You go straight to the core. And then when you touch on a more present trauma, they're like, it's not maybe quite there anymore, like it was. The brain is a miraculous thing. Within processing those earlier trauma, it's also still processing more present traumas at the same time. The hocus pocus of it kind of comes into.
Oh, I like that.
So you bring up hocus pocus, right? I'm trained in talk therapy. I can talk to you, but I've never used gadgets like that before.
For me, what I really like about EMDR is you don't have to talk about it.
Right. That's the, yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's the beauty of EMDR.
Yes.
Because many times when we go relive a trauma, it re-traumatizes us.
Yeah.
Right? And so what's really beautiful about the EMDR, it's really you're thinking about it, but you don't have to say words. You don't have to go into descriptions if you're uncomfortable, because it's your individual experience.
And so your brain just has gotten locked. The neurons, the neurological system has gotten locked into the fear. And so we're trying to unlock the fear and put it into the proper category.
Right.
We don't take away the experience. We don't take away the trauma, but we do help your mind readjust in a logical way the trauma. We also deal with the body, because your body also stores the trauma. Right? So we do also cleaning up where logically, intellectually, you're like, okay, I'm no longer, but for some reason I'm still
Feel
it here.
So we keep processing through the bilateral stimulation of getting it and clearing it out of your body system.
Yes. Our bodies literally hold stuff in, right? And so we're like, oh, I'm fine. Everything's great. I just, can't eat certain foods because I feel really sick, right? That is an absolute physical reaction to trauma.
Yes, very much so. I know I did a research paper on EMDR with pain therapy. And so using the protocol has done wonders with people who have chronic or the phantom limb pain to decrease the anxiety around the pain. Doesn't take away the majority of the pain. It's still there, but we're talking reprocessing the brain to basically able to manage it at a lower level.
Pain itself is a sensation, a physical feeling, but the feeling of, ow, it really hurts, is our brain connecting that sensation.
Giving it meaning.
Giving it meaning.
Yes, giving it meaning.
I'm seeing here we got a weird looking
It's a light bar.
Yes, it's a light bar. Originally, we actually use our fingers to simulate the bilateral stimulation. And so we would do something like this.
I would follow your fingers?
You would follow my fingers.
Oh, okay, so
not with your head, just your eyes, right? Like that. And then you beat up, speed down, depending on what's going on. Somewhere along the line, they came out with the light bar. And the cool thing about the light bar is, as a therapist, your arm does not get tired.
I was going to say, I'm going to be exhausted after a session of...
So you don't have to deal with that. I don't know if you do, but I do. I take notes. Right.
Absolutely.
Because depending on how many sets that you have to do to get the person to kind of process Also, it's easy to like notice whether they're processing, because you can tell if someone stops processing because their eyes kind of stop moving for a moment there.
Or they're like,
and it's easier to really adjust the speed. And so then you can also adjust, well, this client processes at this speed.
Wow.
So that's what I'm going to keep it at. Right now it's set on a green light, but sometimes we can also have red, amber, red, and green, because some people might process with a different color. And you can also run it where it cycles through the different colors.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's great to use when someone gets stuck. So this is my little handy duty remote controls. And so I'll start it, and you'll see.
Yeah, you can see the
It's like
bars.
See the
Kit
bars.
from
Yes.
It
Knight
is
Rider.
like Kit.
And then I can move it up. Do you see it getting
It's
faster?
getting a
Yeah.
lot faster.
Yes. And then I can slow it down too.
feels like I'm in
And
Vegas.
then we stop. And then if you notice on the side, what does it say?
It says 13.
So that was 13 sets.
Sets.
Yes.
Can you show me magical colors?
Oh, yes. Let me see if I
Oh,
can
my
do
goodness.
the colors. There we go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There's the
That
start.
I
There
like
we
the
go.
blue.
Oh, the
Yes.
blue is a very pretty color.
It's a nice.
And that's red. And that's green. And let's see.
I mean, I like green, but that blue, man, is making me feel real peaceful.
Yeah, the blue does, right?
And the green I like because it gives
there's
you
a different
focus.
changes.
And that's
Yes,
what I
it does give you focus.
Whoa, that is super cool. It's like straight up hypnosis shit. It feels like it.
What I want to say though, hypnosis puts you in the subconscious. Because people get freaked out. Oh no, you're going to mess with my brain. You are fully conscious.
Yes.
You are processing. You are awake. It's nothing like really magic. It's really just, you know, the secrets. It's not anything of subliminal.
No. So you introduce them using this safe place complex. So what you do is you have them bring up an image of a place. So like for me, one of my places was my grandmother's house in a room specifically. It was just really calm to go to sleep in that room. And so, and I remember the smells, you remember the texture of the blanket. So you have them go to everything they can think of. And then you hold that image, right?
Okay.
Hold that feeling.
Okay.
And then they come up with a word for that place. And then you do the bilateral stimulation.
Oh, then so they watch the light at that point.
Yes. Then you ask them to think of something that kind of slightly irritates them, like the toothpaste being squeezed in the middle versus, you know,
Irritating
Yes.
as hell.
And so then you ask them to bring up that safe place word, and then notice how they feel.
They're going to go a lot of places they don't want to go. And this is a really great way to kind of remind them of a place where they get to create a calming or safe place.
What I tell people is that imagine you're on a train watching the scenery go by. You're here in the present, but just watching it go by. Stay on the train.
Gotcha.
Stay on the
That
train.
is very cool.
And so throughout, even when we're doing this, and I notice that they're not processing something, I might say, breathe. Because sometimes you'll notice people don't breathe.
Stop breathing.
And it's like, breathe. And they go, and then they might continue to start processing again. So if you have problems with your eyes, we also do the
I
paddles.
was going to ask about that.
So to make sure it's the left hand
Left hand.
for that one. Yes, okay. And then right.
Okay.
Okay.
Are these going to shock me?
No. So you
Find out.
hold on to them.
Okay, you can leave it down.
Yes.
Oh, I can leave it down.
Yes.
Okay.
And relax.
Relax.
Do you feel?
Yeah, I'm just vibrating between my left hand and the right hand.
So it's very similar to this. Some people are more auditory. Some people are more visual.
So if you notice, there are lights.
Oh,
And so you can do the bilateral stimulation
with
with,
just the...
with the eyes too. You can do
Oh.
both at the same time, but you do it like
You
this.
did get the deluxe.
And then the last one
Ooh,
is auditory.
odd.
It's kind of hard to do it, but you can basically put it on your ears and you would hear the little buzzing sound. And what's cool is that you can find music that can be soothing or that someone might like and do auditory to help with the processing.
Kind of sounds like Pong.
Yes, yeah. That's why there's some music that you can incorporate into it because
you might not like Pong.
Pong, yeah.
I'm gonna put this up to the mic and see if it can hear it. We're gonna pretend you can hear this.
I went faster.
ADR. ADR.
Time for self-care.
Self-care.
So we're gonna have
Guest.
you have the honors of sharing some self-care skills or self-care that you do.
So what I do is Fridays are my day. Fridays are a me day. And I love movies. So I love movies, right? So what I typically try to do is I don't have a standard schedule on Friday to see clients. I will see a client, 1 or 2 clients on Fridays as an exception. But for the rule, Fridays are a me day. So what I do with my me day is if I don't really have any running around to do for the family, I will literally go to the movies. I will go to an early movie, get my popcorn. I love going to the new ones where they have the
recliner chairs. Oh, those are the best.
And I just go and entertain myself at the theater. And I think it's an escapism for me.
Yes.
And I, get really into the movie. And so another thing that I might do that day is I might go get a pedicure, Nice. And I sometimes also will catch up with a friend that I haven't talked to maybe in a while or just in general and maybe go out for lunch. But I try to do either it's all just me, or connect with at least one person that I know won't deplete my energy. We're on the same page, meaning that they're just coming to have fun.
It's a recharge.
There's no, talking about anything serious. It's just being silly and just having a good laugh.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Well, for you guys out there,
yes.
I think the lesson takeaway from this is really try to make time for yourself. If you can get a whole day out of it, do it. Have a day to yourself to do what you want and, whatever makes you happy. And even if you don't have a whole day, some people are really busy, just find these moments where you just focus on yourself. An hour before going to bed, that is just you time to do whatever you need to do. And the time is there if you look for it.
Right.
Where can people go to sort of learn more about EMDR if they wanted to?
www.emdr.com for just, a real understanding of EMDR.
Right.
I also have a page on healinggenerationscounseling.com. Just plug it. But, it does about give you a nice little base information about what EMDR is. It leads you to this website.
Thank you for joining us today. You loved learning about EMDR. You will love learning more about all the guests. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Thank you for coming again. And remember to take care of yourself. This is Sam the Therapist, signing off.
I love it.
Next time I watch Knight Rider, for some reason, is it dangerous for me to stare into Kit's eyes, so to speak?
Is it ever dangerous to stare in Kit's eyes? And is it Kit's eyes?
Exactly.
I don't know. Because I remember doing that as a kid. I was just like, oh yeah, that is so cool. I want one of those in my car.
Well, I think that's when you get hypnotized.
That's right. That's when you're like,